we give you the option.
Welcome to the option. I'm James. How you guys doing tonight? Hope everyone's having a good day, a good Thursday. With me, it's a very short group tonight. I've got our Lions specialist Frank and my and my fellow Cowboy fan, Mr. Nick. How you guys
That's it,
doing?
man.
Not too bad. Pretty timid week for a Lions fan. Other than they won.
And they
They
beat the
did.
Cardinals, Frank. I cannot believe. I mean, every time the highlights showed up and I kept seeing that, I'm just like, this is not real, right? Like, am I dreaming or?
I think we still
I
are.
didn't even pick him this week.
You didn't pick them. The 1 week you
I
could have
didn't.
picked them. Maybe
What
that's the
took me?
reason because you didn't pick them. They finally won.
Maybe Kyler Murray. I figured would be running wild.
I have no idea.
So,
Well,
beautiful.
unfortunately, Sammy's not here tonight. Our resident Bronco fan. The Broncos lost, and I guess he's soaking in his sorrows at home. And so, Sam, we miss you because you're not here, but we definitely will continue to make fun of you, even though you're not here behind your back. So don't worry.
That
And
is true.
Phil, our 49ers fan, he's also not here today. Couldn't make it in, so we're gonna run the show ourselves, guys. We have full range. We can do whatever the heck we want. None of them are here. We can make fun of the Broncos. We can make fun of the 49ers. We can do it. Like, this is great. We can talk Cowboys for an hour and a half, Nick.
I mean,
I gotta go too.
okay, fine, Greco. We'll do the Troy Lions, 15 minutes. The rest Cowboys.
But I can bounce.
Oh
Okay.
man,
That's
what
good.
a week we had, guys! I mean, and the week's still going on. We're actually recording this on Tuesday
Yeah.
night, and there are two games happening as we speak. For those that don't know, COVID has hit every sports group across the board, and games are being
What's
canceled
COVID? I
and
never heard of
moved.
that.
Oh yeah, I never heard of it. Canceled, moved everything. So the NFL moved three games, to one to Monday night and two to today, Tuesday, and they're playing as of right now. Do we have score checks on them? What's going on in those games, boys?
Give us an update,
Rams
Nicky.
are 3-0.
Yeah.
And last time I looked at the Washington game, it was 10-0 Washington.
Yeah. All right. So
Wow.
we'll see how that is. I think Washington's playing with their 15th string quarterback, and
I think it's Blaine Gabbert.
I don't
Or
even know
no.
who. No, it's
No.
not.
It's the other.
It's
one
another
that
guy. Yeah, I
sounds
don't
like
remember his
that.
name, but
It's Garrett
Gilbert or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yes, not Marcus Gilbert, but Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it's
Gilbert
the other
O'Sullivan.
one.
He's alone again
So-
naturally. Either way, I don't know.
But yeah, and other than that, I mean, we had an interesting week of football. Some really good games. Obviously, the Lions winning, the Cowboys winning. That was fantastic on both fronts. And then
Amazing.
we had some really big losses. Poor Tampa Bay. Oh man,
Never mind. Poor Tampa Bay. They had it coming.
had what coming? I'm starting to think that the Saints
always
still
win.
have the bounty gate out there because Tampa walked in healthy and they walked out without two starting wide receivers, a starting running back. I think they lost two linemen in the process and someone on defense. And they lost the
I don't
game
think
in
they walked out at
horrible
all.
fashion.
I
That
don't
was the
think
most
they walked out.
boring Monday night game I've ever seen, or Sunday night game I've ever seen. Well, some people walked out. I'm surprised Brady's still standing, but so it was he was.
Pissed.
Did you see him on the sideline? He apparently one of his interceptions. He turned to the coach. It was an interim coach because Sean Payton was on COVID. So the
Yeah.
interim head coach, and he turned to him and he said he told him to f off after he threw the interception, and it got apparently the other team rowdy, and they got this on camera, and it's hilarious seeing Brady. You can't really tell that he says it, but you know that he says it. It's you could tell he was upset. I mean, what do they have? Like, who are the starting wide receivers on this team? I have no idea what's left. Is
You got Perriman. You got
Miller?
Scotty Miller still there? I think Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller's still there. I think so.
Tyler
Gronk
Johnson,
is your top
Gronk?
receiver.
Is that?
Yeah.
I heard today they signed Le'Veon Bell. He's going to be the
Yeah.
backup running back.
He could play. He could play wide receiver too.
Oh my gosh,
He could play the slot.
He's going
They
to be
just-
back up to Ronald.
they just crushed the Tampa Bay Super Bowl finalist hopes in one game. It looks like if they don't get what's it called? Godwin's on IR. He's done for the year. They said right. He's finished.
Godwin tore his ACL.
It's
He's
torn, so he's done for the year
Yeah,
and
yeah.
could be
Done,
done
so.
for most of next year.
A little bit.
Evans, we have
Leonard?
no idea what it is. We think it's a head
No.
injury, but they haven't said if he's out or not yet. They say day to day. Fournette did a helicopter spin and then did the splits on the way
Oh,
down.
that was crazy.
And so
Yeah,
he's going
he
on
left on
IR.
crutches. He
He's
left on
going on
crutches.
IR
He's
for
on
at
IR.
least 3 weeks, but they said he'll be back at some point in the playoffs.
Yeah.
AB is
Yeah.
in an insane asylum. We have no idea where he is right now, and
He's a maniac. Yeah.
But Bruce Arians says, I don't care. I'm doing what's best for the team. So, I mean, if AB's allowed to play, he's coming back.
you need AB to come back.
They-
That's the first
That's
thing I'd be
fine.
is I'd be calling every hospital or mental ward that we could find this guy to say, listen, we need him on the field now.
That's it. They're going for it now.
They should call it Joe
Oh
Juravicious
my
or something.
gosh! Like what a
Bring back some
who's is
legends.
Wes Welker still available? I bet you Tom's making a phone call.
Could you imagine?
I'm sure you can get it. Wes
Danny
Welker out
Amendola,
there,
he's still available. Get
Danny
a few of his old
Amendola,
buddies
so,
there
you
and see
know.
what he can put together. And
Could you imagine?
Kevin
oh
Hogan.
man, that's
Chris
gonna be
Hogan.
interesting. Chris Hogan, yeah.
Chris Hogan, Kevin, Hulk Hogan, doesn't matter.
I don't
He's
think
in
Hulk
Tampa.
can move as well as you think he can. Still, Frank.
Well, he's already in Tampa, so
Did you guys see that?
just gotta drop a leg on
Did
somebody.
you see Brady then threw the tablet and broke the tablet? So then today,
Yeah.
a Saints player or the Saints Instagram tweeted out saying, "Hey guys, we need a new tablet. My friend broke his. Can you guys help me get one for him?" Just to chirp him.
Everything's short because this microchip shortage. I mean,
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that was an interesting game there. I think the most headlines out of there. But speaking of well, another thing that came out of there, Green Bay they win their game. Are officially the best team in the NFL right now. Do we think they are the best team in the NFL, even though their record says they are? Is that what we're? Are we in agreement that they are the best team right now?
I
I
I
could
know
never
you
say
can't
that.
say that. So
I could
if
never
there
admit
was a
that.
team that was sitting with the record that they're sitting at without you having to say their name, are you saying they're the best team in the league right now? Let's put it that way, Frank.
I don't even want to say that.
he still knows it's Green Bay.
Next topic. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of teams that could, beat them. I think on any given Sunday. I mean, the Saints did it week 1. I think if the blueprint is there and how to beat them. I think a team, even with the injuries, I think Tampa Bay could, with their defense, could beat them. Saints, the way they stopped Tampa Bay's offense, could even probably still beat them. San Fran's like a pretty complete team that could beat them.
Well, I think
I mean, the
if
Ravens
anything
had
at
them.
all this season, what we've learned is that there's no unbeatable team in the NFL.
Yeah, I
How
agree.
many weeks have we had where the number one seed in the division lost to a team that they were favored to beat by double digits? Like, there's nothing, like, there's
Yeah.
no reason for you to say that every team can't lose. So that we know on any given Sunday, any team can lose 100%. But
Yep.
records do say something, and right now Green Bay has the best record in the entire NFL. I hate to say it. I mean, and to be honest with you, we were a 2-point conversion away from the Cowboys actually being tied with Green Bay for first in the entire NFL. So it was that close, which we'll talk about too. But I mean, Green Bay's looked good. Rodgers has looked good. They have. It's crazy how if we go back to the beginning of when we started these podcasts, if they got a second wide receiver for Green Bay, what would you think this team would look like with another, like a legit number 2 guy to stand up on the other side of Adams?
They could be like the Chiefs of 2 years ago.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I
Just
mean? Like
50
Rodgers has
points a
done
game.
this with, like, all he's had is Adams, and then there's times where he doesn't have Adams and he still does it, and Aaron Jones, and it's like that's all he's got, and he still somehow manages to find the way, and he puts up good numbers, and his throwing percentage and accuracy is there, and it's insane how he still tends to do this, but as we all know, when he gets to the playoffs, that's when things start to change. And as soon as they hit that conference
Well,
championship, they tend to forget how to play football.
when once you get to playoffs, like Rodgers to me is the only reason that team is like you take Rodgers out of that team, and they're probably like a 5-win team, in my opinion. I think
Well,
Rodgers makes his
we
wide
saw
receivers
Jordan
into
Love that one
stars.
game. I'm not even sure 5 wins is
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
I think the moment you stop Rodgers, that's it. That team is done. And in the playoffs, teams are prepping like way more than the Baltimore Ravens probably did this week or anybody else does. So in the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. You're prepping hard for the whole week for
Well,
Aaron Rodgers, and
they
that's what you got
almost
to do.
lost to a backup quarterback. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about that
Yeah.
game, they went up. Baltimore came back, and Baltimore's missing like 18,000 people on that team. Like there's
Yes. And he's a
their
backup
backups
quarterback.
on top of
Yeah.
backups on top of backups on that team,
Yeah.
and they came
Exactly.
back, and I mean, again, the call. Would you have gone for two, or would you? I mean, knowing what we know about Baltimore, knowing that you missed last time, are you going for two again? I'm asking you, if you were the coach of the team, would you guys have gone for two again?
I think in this situation, I don't. Like last situation with the injuries that happened, and them seeing that okay, we're down some of the biggest players that we need going back on in overtime to get this win. I don't. In this situation that Hunley was playing well, the offense was, staying par to Green Bay's defense. I think getting the extra point, going to overtime, and seeing what you can do would have been the better choice in this scenario.
So the coach made the bad moves.
Like,
I'm saying.
Yeah, coach's fault.
There we go.
I was surprised that they went for it just, because the way he went last time. I mean, I kind of understand because, you got your backup quarterback in there, Huntley, and you're giving them the ball, potentially giving the ball back to Aaron Rodgers in
Well, you still
overtime.
there's still a
And,
coin toss. You could technically win. It's a 50-50 chance at that
Yeah,
point,
you win
you
the
right?
could.
coin
I
So
mean,
toss
it's
and
a
you go
chance.
down.
It's
You have the
a chance.
best kicker. I mean,
I don't
even
know,
if you
man.
get a field goal there,
But, I mean, it's Aaron
I
Rodgers.
think
I
I would
mean,
have
yeah,
kicked the field goal. Even the first time, I would have kicked
I
the field goal,
probably,
went
yeah.
for overtime. It's just so many things can happen. Like that one play, it's like I get it. It's one guy to another guy, and it's something you play up and you have whatever on. But how many times does a simple drop happen? Like the pressure on you, and now it's amplified because you guys missed the one a week or two ago, and so now
yeah,
you're doing it again, and it was to the same freaking player
Could be
again,
what?
but this time he was obviously covered. But it's just I
Yeah.
don't know, man. That's that I think is bad coaching on that part. Like he should have kicked it, and
I would have kicked it, but I don't blame him for
I
trying to
get
go
it.
for it
I'm
and give
more
the ball out
upset
to
because I mean
Rodgers.
I took Green Bay to cover. That didn't happen, obviously. And then on top of that, if they would have lost, the Cowboys would be tied with them for first place right now because Arizona lost to your Lions, which again was a shocker. And the Rams could lose now. Like I mean, Tampa Bay lost too. Like we're all right there, and that's gonna put us a game back with 2 weeks left. And I don't know if Green Bay is gonna lose again. So.
Yeah, the Lions could have gained the game on the Packers too.
Oh, hey,
I
the
don't know if they'll
Lions
catch him now.
lost their first overall pick now. Now they're number two. So I don't know.
yeah.
That's okay.
So
That's okay. I like the culture. They're turning it
speaking of
around.
those playoffs, wow, is it interesting between the two conferences? Have you guys taken a look at what's going on right now?
It's a mess. You don't know.
So
There's what, two
let's
weeks
go with
left,
the
and
easy
nobody knows what's
conference,
going to
okay?
happen.
The NFC
I
East,
like
Okay,
sorry, the
NFC.
NFC has the Packers, the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Cards, the Rams. They're pretty much locked in for playoff spots. Okay, those five, leaving
Yeah.
two spots available. Right now, the 49ers are, I believe, 8-6. They're in sixth, and the Vikings, with their win right now, go to seventh, depending on what happens in the games tonight. The final two spots right now, you've got the Saints, you got the Eagles, you got Washington, all fighting for those final three spots. Sorry, final two spots. I have a feeling 49ers will stick in and get it. It's between the Vikings, Eagles, Washington, and Saints for the last one. Will any of those teams at the bottom really hurt the teams at the top to really make a difference? I don't know. So it might just be moving around to see where they finish, but we kind of already have the picture there. If you had to pick which team of the bottom there makes it between, or pick two, let's say the 49ers, Vikings, Eagles, Washington, and Saints, which two do you guys see making it as your 6 and 7?
Well, the Eagles just tied it up,
Nice.
10-10 against Washington.
Really?
That's an interesting game, I guess. I mean, the Eagles, I think, can make a push. I'm not sure of their schedule. Have they played Dallas already
No,
twice?
they have to play Dallas. I think one more.
I,
They have
I
to play it one
believe
more time.
Dallas has Philly and Washington left. Is that who's left from their schedule?
Yeah.
Any way we could bring up the remaining games
For
Yeah,
Philly?
yeah, you have a computer
Here.
beside you. You
for
can
well, if
easily do that.
you,
I mean, I did tell you we were going to talk about this beforehand. I mean, a little bit of prep would have been nice for our listeners. Jeez.
Philly has the
could be done.
Giants,
I mean,
the Washington football team, and the Cowboys left. So 3 straight division games.
But is there 3 games left or two?
No, there's three. Week 16,
17, 18. Yeah,
17,
okay.
18.
Okay, so there's 3 games left. Those are all
football
they
team. I
all
don't
they
think
might.
football team. I don't think could beat the Cowboys. Like the way their team is right now, where they're beat up. They have no, they're on their what third, fourth string quarterback.
Yep.
I don't think they're beating Dallas, and that's their way
Philly,
in.
I
I think
think,
is to
has a
beat
chance.
Dallas.
The Vikings, though, right now the
Philly's got a
Vikings are
chance.
7-7. I mean, I think the Vikings, if they can, who's the Vikings got the next 3 weeks?
They got the Rams next week.
The Vikings have the Rams, the Packers, and the Bears.
Okay, so Vikings are out.
So
That's not
That's not a
happening.
I would like the
not a
Vikings to
good
get in because
schedule.
if they get in, if the Vikings get in, the Lions beat the Vikings, so that would make
Okay,
the
who do the
Lions
Saints
a
have the
football
last three
playoff team,
weeks?
right?
The Saints have the Dolphins, the Panthers, and the Falcons.
I got the Saints then. I think 49ers and Saints are going to be your 6-7.
I think 49ers are pretty much locked in. They're already above.
Yeah, they're good. They're a
Um,
good team. They have
and I
no
don't see
real
them stopping
concerns
anytime
other than
soon.
injuries.
Honestly, right now they're gonna get help with injuries coming back, like Elijah Mitchell's coming
Mm.
back, stuff like that. So I think the Saints are pretty good. They also play the Titans, the Texans, and the Rams, so not too hard of a schedule to end it
You mean
out.
the 49ers?
Sorry, the 49ers, yeah.
Yeah. I
Or did I
like the
say the
Saints
Ravens?
schedule too, though. I think the Saints schedule is easier than the other two teams. So I think it's going to be 49ers Saints or your 6-7.
I'd say it's either the Saints or
Okay.
the Eagles. I think the Eagles can win 2 out of the 3 there.
Yep.
Probably not beat the Cowboys, but who knows if they can. And that will help them
Eh,
get there as well.
well, Eagles play the Giants
Yeah, Giants, Washington, Cowboys,
football
right?
team.
So
Yeah, so it's all
I
division.
I I hate to
So
give
I
props
think
to
they
the
beat the two in the
49ers,
division.
but since Phil's not here, someone's got to say it. I mean, good on them with the way their season's gone.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
didn't
they're
know
playing
who was
well.
going to start at QB between, Trey Lance and Jimmy, and they've stuck with Jimmy the whole way, and the teams look pretty good. And Debo's come on as, I mean, Debo's a top 3 wide receiver now, and the guy does everything. It's
he's a weapon.
unreal.
Everything. He's awesome.
So they're still trying to find the number 2 guy because, I mean, Brandon Ayuk was on the field for 98% of the snaps, offensive snaps, and he only got 2 balls
Doesn't
thrown
seem
at
like
him,
it.
whereas
Oh my
that
gosh.
Jennings guy was on the field for 40% and had 6 balls thrown at him. So it's like,
And a TD.
yeah, it's like, okay. So it just seems like whoever's available at that point. But other than that, yeah, no, they've
Yeah,
looked good. So I agree. I think it's the 7th seed is probably the one that's there. And I'm leaning Saints right now. Just unfortunately, the Saints have no offense. Like that's what's like, they have this
That's the issue.
awesome defense, but nothing on offense. And I just
Yeah.
they probably can win those games though and get in, but they'll get crushed in the first round. I don't think they can. You can't last
Do,
like that in the playoffs.
do we think they go back to Trevor Simeon, or are we still riding Taysom Hill? Like, I mean,
I think they ride Taysom until the end.
he hasn't done much but
yeah.
run. He's not a full quarterback. Like, is he
I
really
mean,
helping that team?
you got to win. Doesn't matter if you're running
I
it
don't
in
know.
or passing it in. Like,
I
you can let it. I mean, he's got Trevor Simeons. What's he gonna do really?
He's like
I mean,
Jalen
at least
Hurts. Jalen Hurts, but
quarterback
just Jalen
wise,
Hurts can
Simeon
throw
was
better.
better.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been winning. Like, it was an ugly win, but they beat
Yeah, you know
Tampa
I
what?
Bay.
know.
That's like
It's
as long as
true.
you get the
So
W's. So now
yeah,
with
no matter
that
how they
kind
come.
of being the easy of playoff
Oh, great.
schedules, let's look at the other side, guys. Let's look at the AFC. And looking at it today, before these games happen tonight, which I don't think any of these games have any effect on this. So because they're all AFC games. Or sorry,
Yeah,
NFC
they're
games.
all
NFC.
NFC.
Yeah.
So there are 3 games that separates first place to 13th. That's how close they are in the divisions. Okay. You got
Sheesh.
KC at the top, the Pats, the Titans, Cincy, the Colts, the Chargers, and the Bills, who are now the 7th seed. I never thought I
That's
would say the
crazy that the
Bills are
Bills.
7th seed. Okay, and
That's
then
nuts.
only like a game out of the Bills are the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers are right there, the Oakland Raiders, the Dolphins, the Browns, and Sam's Donkeys are right there. It's crazy. With 3 games
Even
left,
Miami
this
being
could
there is nuts.
change so many times.
It really could. I'm not going to go through every single team schedule either. That's a lot.
No, no,
We
we
got 18
can't.
teams
But
here.
I'm just sitting here looking at this, and it's just like, I mean, the Bills technically, if they don't, get back into the winning and win the rest of the way, they could not make the playoffs. Could you imagine that? Like we all had the Bills number 1 or 2 overall
Super Bowl
in the
favorites.
AFC, and all of a sudden, they may not
Well,
even make the playoffs.
They're back to a 500 team again
they
almost.
are.
Like,
Yeah, they're eight and
jeez.
six. But I mean, they have their biggest game coming up. They're playing the Patriots again. So
This one's in
it,
Buffalo or in New
this
England?
one is let's see, it's at Patriots. So at
Ooh,
Foxborough.
but
But that's their biggest
they
game.
don't beat New England during the season. They don't beat New England anytime. I mean, it doesn't. There's just it's like a stigma. They can't beat New England, and
But if they can, then they technically will
If they
take
can,
like they'll get right back into first, and then they had the Falcons and the Jets next. So those should be two automatic wins. Come on, if you're losing to the Falcons or the Jets as the freaking Buffalo Bills, you're in trouble, and you don't deserve to be in the
oh
playoffs at
boy.
that point.
man, I don't know. It's tough. It's but and then the other thing is that as long as they win out, it's theirs, obviously, right? So if they can win their
Yeah,
next 3 weeks, that's theirs.
the
Baltimore's though
Colts.
knocking on the door. The Steelers keep winning. We keep trying to figure out how the Steelers are winning. Big Ben is like on his last limb. I
Big
don't
Ben
even know how he's
stinks.
doing anything, and they're
It's
still
so
winning it.
bad.
The Raiders are in shambles, and yet they're still doing. The Dolphins started off 1-5, I think it was, or whatever, and they've won what 5 out of their last 7 games
I think six,
or
six in a
six,
row.
whatever it is. They're there, and then the
That's
Browns are just hanging around
crazy.
on defense with a one arm Baker. I don't even know which arm he's got going, and then the donkeys have had the best. Sorry, donkeys meaning the Broncos. That's how Sam calls them. That's what we call them. The
For good reason.
Broncos had the best chance. They keep blowing it though, because they keep losing these games that they're supposed to win.
Yeah, but look at like the Broncos' last three games are the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs.
I'm just looking
That's
at it
a
right
hard
now.
schedule.
Looking at this division, looking at the teams that are there. Okay, which teams right now scream that you think could go far in the playoffs? Forget who's going to make it. Who do you think could go far in the playoffs? Looking at all these teams, is there a team that's like, is KC the team now? I mean,
I
I'm a little scared of the Colts. I think the Colts can do some
I
damage,
yeah, yeah, I think it's
Colts are
KC and the
dangerous.
Colts right now. It's between them, I
right?
think,
But the
in my eyes.
Chargers, if the Chargers have all their weapons out there, though, that's another one that kind of
They can make a sneaky run. Yeah,
Justin Herbert could do damage if he needs to. If the defense can hold
sure.
you, I mean, Justin Herbert can do some damage. So there's another one. I don't think since he's ready, I think this will just be like they get there, kind of play a playoff game, see how it is, and
Yeah,
whatnot.
Yeah,
And
just like progress
um,
on their build. Yeah,
what if the Titans get Derrick Henry and AJ Brown back week 1 of the playoffs? Are they all of a sudden back to what they were? Is that enough time to for them to get back to being what they were?
I don't think they can come back and be effective this like that fast. I think they need a couple. Like if they can come
You
back
don't get a
even
couple of
last
weeks,
week of the
unfortunately.
season.
You playoffs is one and
That's what I'm
done,
no.
saying.
right?
Yeah,
So
like
it's like, what do you do, right?
that's
But I mean,
if they had like a
they're
week
saying
of
AJ
regular season
Brown
into
is taking part in the walkthroughs this week. He's already done that today.
sure,
He's off of the IR thing, so he's got 25 days to show up and play. It's just a matter of will it be this week, next week, the week after, depending on what it is. So he's close.
yeah,
But Derrick Henry, I have yet to hear anything on that front. So
I don't think he's back
yeah.
until like the first week of playoffs at the earliest. I don't even know if he gets practice in by then. Like, you know what I mean? Um, I don't know. The they're the Titans are good, but without those pieces, they can't do it. They can't make the push. If you've watched them the last few weeks and they have nobody there, it's just it's nothing's there anymore. Their defense was the only thing keeping them somewhat close, but their offense has nothing.
it's gonna be a fun race. I mean, with 3 weeks left to see what happens. Could you like imagine this? Like I said, it's a 3 game difference. I mean, if those top 3 teams or top 4 teams lose the next 3 weeks, they probably won't. But if they do, and the Browns
They're
or
out.
the Broncos or the Dolphins win 3 games, you could flip. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how the so I'm going to be watching it. I think we've basically established that there's no top dog in the AFC, and it's anybody's game. And even though
It's
KC's leading the way, I mean, it may not finish with KC being the top dog. It may not be the Pats. It may be the Colts. It may be Cincy. we really have no idea. And this is where that easier schedule might play a huge part in the
Yeah.
rest of the season going forward. So it's going to be a good playoff run.
Colts got. I mean, the Colts got Arizona this week. So
Arizona hasn't looked good though. Arizona's looked
no,
really bad, even with Kyler back, and then they lost D Hop.
they lost D Hop. Yeah, that's a
You
big piece
know,
to
and
lose
and
there.
and they
That's
just
a
don't look this.
huge
I mean,
loss.
you lose to the Lions straight up the way you did like that. Like that was
Yeah.
Hey,
the
the Lions played
Chicago
well. Give
Bears
them
didn't
credit.
even lose to the Lions.
The Chicago Bears are terrible.
What's that say? You know, so but the Cowboys have Zona coming up. Is it this week they got Zona?
That's this week.
Yeah,
No, not the no. Cowboys have Zona in week 17.
17. Okay. So the Cowboys, I know the Cowboys
Next
have
week.
Zona coming up, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It's a crapshoot right now going there. I mean, if I had to pick a team on both sides to be going to the Super Bowl as of today, I would probably have to pick KC. I mean, I'd obviously take my Cowboys, but if I'm not going to take my Cowboys, the other team there,
Don't
I
say
don't want to say it, but
Don't say it.
it. I'd rather see the Cowboys win.
but think about it. Like, do you with all these injuries, can Tampa Bay do it again? I don't think so. The Cardinals haven't looked the same, and unless they get DeAndre Hopkins back, I don't think they have enough to do it. The only team is the Rams. The Rams have the pieces. They just can't seem to play well right now. The Rams are one of the teams that I'd be worried about, even for the Packers side, because they can defend.
Well,
The
primetime Stafford.
the
What do you know his
Cowboys,
record?
I like the Cowboys defense, but the offense seems to be suspect right now, as everyone's been seeing. So unless they can get that offense going back to when they were on that 6 game win streak, I don't know if they can push all the
I
way to the final. And the Packers seem to have both going right now. So the hottest team on that side, if it continues, is the Packers. And as much as I hate to say it, a KC Packers final is what's kind of looking like right now as of week 15.
I'm gonna say we get a repeat of KC San Fran.
I was gonna say San Fran. I think could
You
make a
think Jimmy
nice sneaky,
Garoppolo can
nice
can
playoff run.
can do it?
He's brought
Yeah,
them there
No.
before, man, and
he doesn't have to be
you got
flashy.
you
He's
got
just
Debo
there.
Samuel playing at a crazy rate. You got George Kittle back in his groove. You have
The
their
offense
running
has been
backs
clicking.
just running all over. You got Jeff Wilson in there running all over teams. Like, it's just
I
what they're
don't know.
doing.
I don't
Jimmy G
see
doesn't
it.
even have to be the best quarterback right now to have
Just has
success.
to not turn it over.
Exactly. He just has to play smart.
I just don't
Yeah,
see it. I don't think that they're good enough to do it.
I think Rodgers and the Packers in the playoffs could be shut down.
Yeah, I
I
get that. No,
agree.
no,
Maybe.
I don't. I mean, we've seen it. There's a history there for that, right? That's there. Um, I think if it's not the Cowboys, I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams go, just because they always get completely shit on, and every time they've had a chance that they've lost.
Oh,
But
that would be Matthew Stafford's first Super Bowl, right?
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
His first playoff win.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He has to
he
win
hasn't
a
won.
playoff
He
game
hasn't.
first too.
He hasn't
So
won a playoff game yet.
that's true too.
I would have
That's a
said the
three.
Cardinals would be exciting, but not if they don't have any players. So that's not. I
Yeah.
think once JJ Watt got hurt on the Cardinals, that whole team kind of just and Murray it just went downhill on
Yeah,
that.
the defense just.
But yeah,
I
I mean,
think
if
I
it's
think the
not,
Colts have a chance too, though. I really
well, that's what I was
do.
gonna say. If it's not KC on
Yep.
the AFC, I like the Colts. I think I would love to see the Colts in the final. I also wouldn't mind seeing the Chargers. The Bills would be fun too, if they can get in, because I don't know if the Bills are going to make the playoffs with the way they're going. So,
Yeah, the Bills are too risky, I think, this year, and just the fact
but
of
but
they're
see, the
not
thing is,
consistent.
if the Bills get in, which they're right now the seventh seed, they've got the pieces to do damage against everybody.
Of course.
If they can figure out how to play football again. That's the difference. Like this is what's happening now. Now it's a mental thing almost because we know these teams are good. We know the Bills are good. We know the Cowboys are good. But all of a sudden something's not clicking. Something's going on wrong. That's not there. The offense is not playing it the way that they did or the way we've seen them play. So there's obviously something mentally going on that's stopping that. Whether it be injuries, whether it be COVID, whether it be this, that, whatever. There's something there, whether it be other teams' defenses just found a scheme or a plan against you or whatever it is. I have no idea. But
Well,
um,
the offense in the last 2 or 3 weeks have been good
for who?
for Buffalo. They've been back on
Been
track
better. Yeah, yeah.
offensively.
They needed them. But I mean, there
Their
were some.
defense is what's hurting them right now. I mean, you go back 2 weeks ago, When they lost to the Tampa Bay, it was the run game that just, or sorry, to New England. It was just a run game. But Josh Allen's been there offensively
Yeah, but that
to
was also the
produce.
wind. That win that
No,
night,
no,
he couldn't throw
agreed.
it a
But that's
big
what I'm
game.
saying.
So
Like you look at the last 3 weeks, Josh Allen has stepped up and become sort
yeah,
of more
they
consistent.
need a run game. They got to draft a running back. I think next year that they need to figure that out, because if they don't bring
Yes.
in a good running back, they've said Singletary is their guy, but Singletary is not even a good number two running back, let alone
No, but that's
so.
been their issue all along. They don't have a running back. They thought Zach Moss was going to take over, and he never did.
Uh,
He wasn't capable of it.
Anyways, yeah, that's I think that's where we're going. So we'll see where it goes from there. We don't normally talk too much fantasy anymore on this, but I thought this was an interesting topic, just because I know a lot of us are in our fantasy leagues this year, and it coincides with what happened this week.
One or two,
Yeah, I'm,
right?
I'm in 13. How many you guys in? Yeah,
7, 8.
so
Same.
I lost
this
track.
must have been the worst. This is the one time that I've ever really wanted a bye week,
Oh my
um,
god. Oh,
in the
I had
first
one,
week of
and
the
my team would have
playoffs,
got.
because of the this must have been the biggest fantasy playoff letdown that I've ever
It was
seen in the
crazy.
history of fantasy that I've taken part in. I've been doing it for over 10 years. I've never seen a debacle like I saw this week, with all of the big name talents putting up duds. It was unbelievable. Like you said, Frank, you're
I
on
won one.
bye.
I got the buy. I think my team put up like 68 points,
Oh,
and I got Kelsey who put up 42. Like, jeez.
jeez.
Thank God I was on the buy in
I
that league.
was so there was a
Otherwise,
tweet
we're
from
gone.
I think it was Matthew Berry, and he's in, I think it's the Scott Fish Bowl that he's in, and he posted his team, and he had, I don't remember the actual players, but he had on his team, a top five quarterback, a two top 10 wide receivers, two top five running backs, the number one defense, the number one kicker, and a mediocre tight end.
And he lost.
The week before playoffs, that team was number one and put up 190 something points or whatever.
Yeah.
This week, that team put up a total of 47 points.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay, he's like, just think about that. Like, I don't remember the exact name. They were big names, obviously, right? I mean, they're top tens thing. They're not small names, but like, I was just unbelievable. Like, some of the stuff that happened this week is crazy. Now, taking part, COVID did have an effect and did hurt some places, but
Yeah, of
aside from, like,
course.
when that KC Chiefs Chargers game started and all the points that were there on usually the
Oh
Thursday
yeah.
night game is where you get the dud and nobody scores.
Yeah.
It
No,
was like a
Thursday.
flip where all of a sudden this week it was the other way around, and it's like I'm looking at what happened here, and I mean, like, CD Lamb put up 50. I'm looking at some big name guys that people would have started.
You put up 50?
50
You mean
yards total, so
50
5
yards?
points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
5 points he had. Kyler Murray, he put up 18.
Najee Harris put up 4.6.
But he
He's
had like
been
16 carries,
RB4.
didn't he?
He only had 12 carries, yeah. But
That's crazy. Like, it just goes
RB4,
to show
and
you, like,
he put up 4.6 points today, this week.
it's great. It goes to show you, like, how much time and prep you put into a fantasy
Jamar
football team
Chase has
drafting.
been
It means
Jamar Chase
nothing.
has been putting up over 18 points a week almost. He had one
Yep.
catch for 3 yards.
Yep.
It's like,
Okay.
I'm going to draft Kyler Murray first overall. Yeah,
But
and then he
that's what it
loses
is. Like, you draft
in the
all these
first
big
round.
name
It's
guys, and then
crazy.
all of a sudden, like, Cordell Patterson has been a rock for people this year. He had 11 carries for 18 yards. He had an average of 1.6 yards a carry this game, and he had two catches for 5. So he finished with 23 yards total in this game.
Insane.
Okay, and then
Should have had a
Then the
touchdown because of
big
comeback.
dogs, Tom Brady, who's leading the league in MVP, he only had 214 yards. He was sacked 4 times, an interception. And then on his team, the highest receiver was Godwin with 48 yards, and he left in the third. It was just, it was like, what is going on? Like, nobody was putting up numbers at all. And it hurt, and everyone felt it. And you started your starters, and then you had Like if you look at the guys that went off, like look Houston. I mean, yes, okay, they're facing Jacksonville, but Brandon Cooks 102 and 2 touchdowns. Did anyone start Brandon Cooks this week?
No,
I think Phil did.
no, no, I did not.
You need to start Jared Goff this week. Don't
Nobody
stop at
starts
Goff.
Jared Goff to
For real.
begin with, so that's
Oh, they should
but
have.
man, was it
He's been hot, eh? Ever since he came back from his rib injury, he's been lighting it up.
yeah.
Dalvin Cook only had 10.1.
Carson Wentz has been putting up 20s every week, puts up an 8 this week.
No, no, Carson Wentz
Yeah.
has not been doing that.
Has he been
Carson
off? Has he
Wentz
been lower in the last few
in
weeks?
the
Has it been
last
more than that?
in the second half of the season, Carson Wentz fantasy points as a quarterback has been horrible. But Jonathan Taylor carries that team, and
That's
that's what the
true.
problem is.
And he still
And
carried
even
that
this
team.
week, they had Jonathan Taylor run for 40 something times,
Yeah,
and
he
Carson Wentz didn't have to
he
do
still
anything.
carries that team. Kirk Cousins has been putting up good numbers. He only put up
And he
87
put
and
up
2 touchdowns
Fantasy
this
wise,
week.
he's been
14.
yep.
Yeah. 50 something, 87 yards. What is this?
Mm.
It was crazy. Like I said, a lot of big top teams got eliminated this week because their players who got them where they did. This was the week where it says start your studs, and you're just like, yeah.
You have to start your studs, but
That's the problem with studs. You have to
It
start them no
kills me.
matter
It's
what
it's funny
matchup you
because I
have. You
have a
just gotta
league
play them.
and Nick's in the league with me, and my team. If you look at the players on my team, you would be like, that's a stupid team. Like, how do you have those players on that team? It's so good on paper. I finished
yeah.
12th out of 12 teams this year. Um I averaged every week, Frank, 127 projected points a week. Average.
Easily.
Okay?
Easy. Like
That's what I was
projection.
projected every week. I was projected to beat
Projections
everybody
me.
every single week going in. I think I
Oh, you
topped
beat
a
nobody.
hundred out of this 14 weeks. I topped 100 3 times.
That's
Every
crazy.
week, one of the guys got hurt. Every week, again, that's all I waited for. I was waiting for which guy is going to get hurt because that's what happens. It didn't matter what it was. It would be that I had guys get hurt before the game started, have guys get hurt after, get hurt during, get hurt. Just ridiculous. It was like, so I know that pain, but this is to happen in the first round of the playoffs. Like if you were playing in the first round and didn't have your bye, Frank, you would have been eliminated. And now COVID is killing everybody too because you are like I know you have
Yeah,
Kelsey.
no.
They're saying Kelsey might not play.
There's a lot of guys that
Yep.
for next week's round in the playoffs
Tyreek
are
Hill
gonna
might
be in
not
trouble.
play.
Yeah.
Like there's people that are petitioning for the NFL to move this KC game to Tuesday so that these players can get in the game.
So that I can win my fantasy week. Please.
That's kind of crazy. I thought they said before if a team like if one team clearly has all the COVID issues, they're gonna get punished by
Well,
forfeiting the game. But they're just
that's
moving
only
these
the Denver
games. It's
Broncos
crazy.
Yeah.
because
But didn't they
oh,
say
they've
that
said
they were
that
going
many
there was going
times.
to be forfeits? No, we're not
If you
canceling
go
games
back and
anymore.
you look at the Denver Broncos, they were forced to play with 9 practice squad guys
Yeah, with a
and
wide
a
receiver at
quarterback that used
QB.
to
You
be a wide
remember?
receiver that was I think threw 3 balls in college, and that was okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I mean, if now you're in a big time game and they care about you, and obviously no one cares about the Broncos, you're on the other side of the stick and you can get games moved and changed. So I don't know. This pandemic is hitting hard again.
Yeah.
The NHL's hitting it. I think they're going to go on a 2 week sort of break because they've canceled more games than I know, and now they're saying they're not going to the Olympics. It looks like, which they were supposed to pack
That
up
is
and
gonna
leave
be their 2
soon,
week break. Well, no, that's
and
what they're gonna use to refill.
that's what they use refill now. So that I'm hearing
Yeah.
they're going to take a break until January 5th or 6th, and then refill that with games or who knows.
Yeah.
And
I thought this shit was over.
it's you
No,
know what it
man.
is. It's all coming back again, and it's starting again. And where does it start? It started with sports last time, right? It started with the sports. The sports got
Yeah,
all
for
affected, and once
basketball.
the sports got affected, it triggered down to the rest of everything else. And we just got our laws. We live in Ontario, for those that are listening, and we just got our laws changed as well to for Christmas. It was like a Merry Christmas. Now you can only have 10 people in your household for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. After we've been kind of back to kind of a little bit of something normally, and now we can't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know I haven't been to a game, hockey, baseball, anything that's around. I'm still not ready to go. I know in the states there they've been going and they've been filling out, packing out the stadium. I don't know if I'm ready for that as of yet, but I see them doing it, and it seems to be that it's all coming back. So I don't know if they're going to go to 50%, but the
Yeah,
NFL is a money thing, right? It's all about money. The reason why the NFL does not cancel games is because they're a cash cow and they need the money.
Yeah, end of day,
So
it's a business for them, and they got to run their business, right?
they
That's how
make
they
more
look at
money
it.
than the other leagues. I mean, the
That's what
NHL
it
and
is.
the NBA
no,
and
by far,
MLB,
by
it's like
far.
you could say whatever you want, but the money that doesn't come in like the NFL does. And so
No,
when they cancel a game, they lose a lot. So, but
Yeah, that's true. Soccer too. Soccer was one of the first ones to get back playing, right?
yep,
yeah, but they were the first ones also to do with no one
That's
in the stands or whatever it was right away before anyone else.
yeah,
So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens and go forward. But I think the playoff picture, the fantasy playoff picture, everything is going to change based on this COVID situation. It could be good or bad, and we'll see what the NFL starts doing. But I
it's
expect,
unfortunate that it hit like now during the playoffs rather than
yeah,
during the season,
exactly.
right? I mean, this happens during the season. Okay, you lose a few weeks, you don't matter, but in the playoffs now, for fantasy wise, at least, I mean, it's 1 week and done, and it's just unfortunate to see, right? But I mean,
yeah,
yeah, it's like
no, I know. So
so.
yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens and how it finishes, but hopefully the playoffs get through and there is no COVID and if anyone is on COVID, I hope that it's not a serious. The only good thing I've seen out of all these COVID tests and cases is that there hasn't been a serious case for any NFL or any sports player as of
Any
yet.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that at least I can say that's grateful and they all seem to be recovering and everything seems to be okay. So um,
Yeah, it seems this new variant's not that as dangerous, but it's better that they're
today
being
today
cautious about it.
the biggest advocate against the vaccine got COVID. Did you see that? Cole Beasley got it today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I
kidding.
did. I heard
Yeah.
about that.
Cole Beasley got COVID today, and everyone was talking about that, saying he was the
That's
biggest
funny.
advocate that he didn't want it, and he's healthy enough he didn't whatever need the vaccine, and yeah, he's the first one to get
So
it.
he's missing 10 days. So he's probably definitely out this week.
Yeah,
He will be, yeah. And
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders was in dinged up and probably not playing this week either. So they're down to Diggs and Gabriel Davis as long as no one else catches it over there.
I mean, that's
So
not bad. Gabriel Davis is pretty good.
he's been playing well,
He
yes.
can do it.
So well, anyways, guys, that's all I really had to talk about. Can we get an update on the scores? What are we looking at right now? I'm seeing 10-10 for the Seattle Los Angeles Rams game in the third
Yeah.
with 6
Cooper
minutes
Cup just
left,
caught his 13th touchdown.
and 17-10
13.
for Philly over Washington with 11 minutes left in the third. So, yeah, I got the Rams and the
And
Eagles
Philly.
winning these games. So we'll see how that finishes. But we don't have our updated score because Phil didn't send it to us and he's not here tonight. And plus, we had to wait for these games to come in. So for now, we'll just say the three of us tied and the other guys lost. You guys okay with that? Yeah,
Sure, if
perfect.
Sure.
that
Good. Okay.
keeps me where I am, that's fine.
And
Figures the 1 week I don't take my Lions, they go to win again.
Go. Take him this week,
yeah, take
Frank.
them this week.
Come on.
That should
Come
count.
on. Take him this week.
Uh,
I will.
let's move into our picks for this week and we'll close out the show. So we got Saturday games again this week. We'll see if they actually get through. So but first is our Thursday nighter. We got the 8-6 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 9-5 Tennessee Titans. Should be a good little battle. Nick, where you want to go?
We talked about it today. They're one of the hotter teams in the NFL. I am going San Fran.
Frank?
Yeah,
I
Frisco.
kind of like San Fran. I think they're gonna win. Just because you get AJ Brown back, I still don't think is enough in that run game, and that defense is pretty solid. So I'll take San Fran as well.
Yes, sir.
Saturday, 4:30, we got the 7-7 Broncos. Sorry, 7-7 Browns at the 11-3 Packers. This could be interesting because the Packers are playing a really good defense here. It is in Green Bay. It's going to be cold, but Cleveland's pretty well known to play in the cold. Cleveland needs the win. They're looking for a playoff spot. Green Bay is looking just to stay atop. Does that make a factor Frank, where you going?
I gotta go
Of
Browns.
course.
Yeah, you're biased. I don't even know why I ask
Browns.
you. I
You
should just
know,
known that.
Big Dick Nick Chubb's gonna run wild, baby.
I gotta go Packers. I
Okay.
don't think I don't think the Browns are gonna win this one.
I am also gonna go the Packers. I just as much as the Browns are good, that run it all depends on the run, and I still think the Packers would be okay.
Okay. Then the Sunday nighter, we got the 8-6
Oh, what's going
Colts
on?
at the 10-4 Cardinals in Arizona. I'll start with this one, gentlemen. I'm gonna take the Colts to upset the Cardinals. I'm saying
All
upset
right.
right now, but for all I know, the Colts could be favored. I have no idea. The spreads haven't come
Yeah,
out
we
yet.
don't know the spreads. I'm gonna follow with the Colts as well. Honestly, I think the Colts are one of the second hottest team compared to San Fran, or the hottest. So I like the Colts in this one. I think they got the whole package there.
Frank.
Yeah, cards don't look good, especially with Hopkins out. Give me the Colts.
All right, then we go to our Sundays. So those are Christmas Day games, by the way, because it's
Yes,
December
sir.
25th.
Christmas,
Yeah, that's right.
little Christmas
Merry
football.
Christmas.
That's right. So this is now Boxing Day for us here. We
Tis the
got
season.
the Giants at the Eagles. 4-10 Giants, 6-7 Eagles, possibly 7-7 Eagles if they win tonight. I'm going Eagles. Are any of you going Giants? Could you even throw your hat at the Giants right now? Anyone?
Fly, Eagles,
Yeah,
fly.
no one's taking the Giants.
Okay, that was easy. The 9-4 Rams, possibly 10-4 if they win this game, at the 7-7 Vikings. Vikings trying to get in. Rams trying to just stay atop the division. Nick, where are you going?
Oh, I like the Rams in this one. I think Minnesota could potentially be getting Thielen back, but I still think the Rams are too strong in a sense for this game. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to do. They're going to do some. They've been in a lot of close games. They played really well. If they get Thielen back, that'll be a boost. And they're on a 2-game win streak right now. They're at that 7 seed. They're going to want to play well to keep and stay in there. I think I'm going to take the Vikings. Frank?
I did not like that game the Vikings played against the Bears. I
No, it
mean,
wasn't good.
it
Don't
was
get me wrong. I
ugly.
get that.
That was ugly. I think the Rams are like they're trying to put the pedal to the
I'm
metal,
just
get
hoping
to
that
the
they
top
go in
seed.
thinking that they're the superior team and it kind of they play to the level of the Vikings and that's where it gets to. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know if Sean McVay lets them
They're
ever
at
do
home.
that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
No, give me the Rams. I'm
Cool,
picking the
cool.
Rams.
We got the 8-6 Bills at the Patriots. This is the game we talked about before. This should be a big one. Frank, we'll let you start, buddy. Where are you going?
I like the Pats. I think they're gonna win the division here.
I want to go Pats. Pats always beat the Bills. I like the Pats.
In New
In
England,
Foxborough, I
Foxborough.
just think that the Bills have too much on the line. The playoffs, the fact that they can't beat these
Playoffs.
guys, the fact that this was supposed to be their division. I mean,
They had like
yeah, and
everybody.
this would tie them
Everybody
in the
said
division.
Bills.
And I think
Bills.
it's such an important. I think the Bills are going to come out flying as long as COVID doesn't dissect them even more. But I think I'm going to take
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Bills over the Patriots. Nick?
I agree. Unfortunately, I don't know why I'm
With which one
saying
of
this,
us?
but I agree with James on this one. I think this is the biggest game of the season right now for the Bills.
You don't know
And if
why I'm
they
saying this. James makes sense every week. We know this. So
no,
what's going
we
on?
don't know. No, no. This is the biggest game for the Bills, and I think they need this win to make their shot at the playoffs and at that division. So I agree. I'm thinking the Bills are going to come out strong. I think they're going to play to win this one no matter what, and I'm picking the Bills.
All right. The 10-4 Buccaneers with whatever the heck is left on that team to play wide receiver at the 5-9 Carolina Panthers.
Oh my goodness.
What the Panthers like 4-1?
The Panthers
Yes.
started 4-0, man.
Yes.
4-0 and now they're 5-9.
4-0. 4-0.
Um
Jesus Christ.
I want to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers should win this game. I think they'll have a good game plan. I think they will win this game. I don't think it'll be like what happened with New Orleans. I'm going to take the Bucks. Nick,
I'm gonna take the Bucks. I think I mean, it's Carolina. Carolina hasn't done anything in the last I don't know how many weeks. So I
did you
think
guys
even
see
the
the pass that
broken.
that Cam Newton threw to Anderson? The screen. It was it was a screen. So you know when you run a screen of the wide receiver, it's usually like a foot behind or like you're on a
Yeah,
straight
Right,
line
right.
with the quarterback, right? On the
yeah,
Yeah.
he threw 3 feet behind him.
into the stands.
Oh, it was like, oh, Cam, you're a quarterback. You're an
That's a
NFL
fumble.
quarterback. So,
Oh
anyways,
man.
yeah, okay. Frank, who you
I,
taking?
yeah, I'm going the Bucks.
Yeah,
Bucks too.
Bucks.
Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. This one will help you in the standings, Frank. The 2-12 Jacksonville Jaguars at the 3-11 New York Football Jets. They should just cancel these games. Just let them go. I don't even know why they play them.
This is a horrible game.
Jaguars, baby. Get up to 3
I
wins.
think I'm leading Jets. They played a little better. They started off well against who was it that they played on the weekend there? I can't remember, but it was a closer game than it should have been. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Jets. Nick,
Oh my, I don't even know who to pick here. Like this is just bad of bad. Um, I think Zach Wilson's played a little bit better down the stretch. I haven't seen any improvements from Jacksonville, so give me the Jets on this one.
all right. The 2-11-1 Lions. They got rid of the 1-11-1 man. Now they don't have all the ones across the
That's
board.
right. It's all different now.
Well, either way they were
Screwed
At
it
the
gonna.
all up.
6-8 Falcons, which we still can't figure out how they won 6 games. This is, I mean, the Lions could win this game, Frank.
They will win this game. Craig Reynolds and the Detroit Lions and
Oh
Jared
my gosh,
Goff. They're doing it. They're gonna run the table, baby. You watch.
I'm gonna take the Falcons. Nick, I can't do it. I
Wow,
can't take the Lions. I
this
can't.
this
I
has
can't
another
seriously pick
chance,
the Detroit Lions. I can't do
but
it.
it has another chance for them to win. The Falcons aren't good. I'm gonna still take the Falcons. I can't take the Lions.
Okay. You know where I'm going.
Oh
You going
man, it's
home?
okay. But you're pick this time. You're picking the
I'm home.
Lions, and they're gonna lose this time. You didn't pick them last week.
That's right. That's what's happening.
Yeah, but they won when I picked them against Minnesota. It's okay. I'm
No, you're not
500.
because you were picking them every single week up until last week. It was the only week you didn't pick them
There's no 500.
I'm talking about in their games where they won.
in the
There's only
games where
two.
they
Okay,
won.
only two.
Sure.
You can't do
I'm
that.
500 in games where they won.
I don't think it
I'm
works
gonna
that
break
way,
it one way or
Frank. I
the other.
really don't. That's okay. You're a Lions fan. We'll let it
They're
go.
gonna win.
The 8-6 Chargers at the 3-11 Texans. Is anyone taking Houston here? Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm taking Houston
I'd
to
love them to win another
lose.
game, but
Yeah. All right. So we're all on the Charger bandwagon there. Okay. The eight and
Chargers.
six. This is a big game. 8-6 Baltimore Ravens at the 8-6
Huge.
Cincinnati Bengals. We don't know if Lamar will be back. We're hoping he is, but this is a playoff implication game because teams can move in the division and whatnot. So, Nick, I'll let you go first, buddy.
Thanks. Saw that one coming. Uh, I was ready for one of you guys to talk up Taylor Huntley if he was gonna play again, and then I've been like, "Yo, that's a good point. He played well," but you screwed it all up, making me go first here. um,
That's a good point, though. He did play well,
I'm
Nick.
he did, yeah. And Mark Andrews looking like dynamite out there with him. I'm gonna take Cincinnati.
Let's go. We already got a tape
All
here on the
right.
bench.
Cincinnati.
Frank, who are you taking?
Bengals, baby. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase finally for my playoff
Judd.
run. I gotta make a nice big
Judd.
game.
Yeah, he played really well last week. He got you a whole 0.4.
It's a good thing it happened
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
bye.
I'm gonna take the Ravens with Lamar being back. If Lamar's not back, I'm taking the Bengals. Can I have that
You
with an
can't.
asterisk?
No, you
You
cannot do
can't do
that.
that.
You take one or you take
No.
the one.
If
You
the
can't take
Ravens
both.
don't win, I'm taking the Bengals. If the Bengals don't win, I'm taking the Ravens.
Sure. We'll
A
allow
little,
that one.
a
You
little
asking
Frank
me?
logic.
We will allow that.
All right, Ravens it is. The 405 games, we got the struggling Bears who finally got eliminated from the playoffs against the 5-8 Seahawks who probably will be eliminated after tonight's game. Again, this is one of those ones where it's like I don't even want to watch this. I'll take the Seahawks. Nick,
Yeah, I can't take the Bears. They stink. Give me the Seahawks.
Frank,
Yeah,
okay.
Seahawks.
This one, the 7-6-1 Steelers, who seem to still find ways to beat teams, which I still can't figure it out, against the 10-4 Chiefs at Arrowhead. Anyone taking the Steelers?
Chiefs.
No,
Chiefs at
Okay.
Arrowhead
Chiefs.
all day. If they're in Pittsburgh, I would have thought about taking Pittsburgh, but they're not.
Chiefs.
All right. This is another playoff implication game. The 7-7 Broncos at the 7-7 Raiders. Can Sam's Donkeys pull off the win against Oakland? Oakland had a big win this week, which kept their playoff lives alive. In Oakland,
Los Angeles.
they lost Teddy Bridge.
Not even Los Angeles. Well, Oakland, Los
Did I
Angeles.
say Oakland?
Las
Did I say
Vegas,
Oakland?
Vegas. He said Oakland. I said Los Angeles.
So we're both
We're
wrong.
both wrong.
Oh,
Holy
dear.
moly!
It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't.
The Raiders.
I believe Drew Lock is starting. I haven't heard anything on Teddy. I don't even know aside from him going to the hospital, I haven't heard anything since. But I assume it'll be Drew Lock's show for the rest of the season. The Raiders are the Raiders. So, Nick,
Again. Okay, great. It pains me to do this because of how much I do not like the Denver Broncos. But against
but
Oakland, Los Angeles, or maybe the actual Las Vegas Raiders, I'm gonna pick the Denver Broncos here. I think Drew Lock is a better, not better, but more
I think he's
risky
better
than Teddy, and he'll take those deep shots and actually get the Broncos an offense.
yes,
Frank,
I agree. I think Drew Lock gives him a better chance to win than Teddy. Broncos.
I like the fact that I get a 3-1 shot by taking the Oakland, LA, Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm going to take the 3 teams versus the 1 and put me down for the Raiders.
Oh boy!
All three of them.
I get extra points though every time all 3 teams score, right? That's how that works. You multiply it by
Sure,
3.
Yeah, triple.
When you find me the stat that says the
Yeah.
Oakland Raiders or the Los Angeles Raiders scored, yeah, we'll give you points.
The Sunday nighter, Nick. We get to watch a good game on Sunday night. The 6-7 Washington football team at our 10-4 first place in the division, Dallas Cowboys. Frank,
Did they clinch a division yet?
no, they haven't yet, but they probably will after this one. Frank, you know where we're going. We're both going Cowboys, so it's your choice. Do you want to go Washington or are you?
No, Washington's.
So who are you taking? Just want to hear it. Say it.
The
The
Cowboys.
who?
No, that's not
No,
them,
that's
sorry.
not. It's not a team on there.
Yeah.
Just try again.
The
No,
Cowboys.
try again.
Okay. The ones at the start.
Yeah. No, say their
Bruce
name.
over there.
Put some
Yeah.
respect
Easy
on it.
name.
Let's go.
Don't make me change my pick now.
It
mean,
doesn't
change
matter.
it.
You
That-
change
that
your pick,
helps
you're gonna
us.
lose anyways.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys.
There it is.
That'll be a fun one. Depending.
Who you guys taking? You didn't tell me your
I'm
picks.
just taking the Cowboys.
yeah,
We don't need to
obviously
tell you
the
our
Cowboys.
picks.
Okay.
We've
Gotta be
locked
on
the
paper,
Dallas
huh?
Cowboys every single week since we started this, so
Yeah, I
it
think so.
doesn't matter.
It's been
Monday,
and those times when
December
they lost, we still had them locked. It was fine.
Monday, December 27th. This is another big game. This is a game for playoff implications again. You got the 7-7 Dolphins at the 7-7 Saints. This one, for the Saints to make the playoffs, they need to win this game. For the Dolphins to make the playoffs, they need to win this game. So both teams need to win here. It's in New Orleans. I like New Orleans defense better than Miami defense, but Miami defense is not bad. I like Miami's offense better than New Orleans offense because New Orleans doesn't have an offense. I'm going to say the Dolphins win this game. Frank?
Oof.
I hope this is like last year's fantasy semis and Kamara gets 8 touchdowns. So I'm going to pick the Saints. I'm
Was
hoping
Okay,
it
for that.
against
Nick.
the Dolphins that he did that?
No, but it was this week.
So you're saying
Semifinals.
this is Kamara's
No,
favorite
wasn't
week?
Maybe he's got himself
No,
a fantasy.
the
in,
Kamara was in the
semis.
finals. It was week 16 in
Was
the
it in the
finals
finals? Oh.
because I faced the
This is
guy.
week 16.
Well, yeah, okay, it would have been this week because it got extended, but yeah, it was in the finals, and I remember facing my cousin Zach, and he had Kamara and he had Dalvin Cook, and they both
They
played
both.
They
I got
played the
Kamara.
Thursday nighter, and he put up
Yep.
70 points against me because Kamara had 50 and Cook had 20. And I went into the final championship looking at everybody like, wow, what a way to lose on Thursday.
I had
And
Kamara. I got
thank
Kamara last year
goodness
too.
for the fact that his quarterbacks were Derek Carr and
No, you had
no,
Tua
sorry, Tua and someone else. Who's the other one? I can't
and
remember.
Garoppolo.
And
Tua
Garoppolo,
or Goff.
and
No,
they
Goff
combined for 8 points. So I was able to catch up the 70 that I
together.
was down, and I ended up winning the championship. But man, was that rough when I saw that.
So bad.
Now again, that's Kamara with Drew Brees. Kamara with Tyson Hill is a very big difference. Eh? I'm just letting you know. Unless
Hey, they just gotta hand them the ball
we'll
and hope to
see.
do the rest.
Nick, who you taking?
Oh, I don't like the Saints, but the Saints defense is really good. Give me Tua. They've won 6 straight,
Ooh.
and I think with Jalen Waddle coming back this week, it's gonna help their offense even more. Give me Tua and the
Or it's gonna
Dolphins.
mess it up. Who
No.
knows? Maybe that's
Jalen
that's
Waddle's
what
his
was ruining
boy.
it.
That's gonna give him more targets. It's gonna be good.
They've been doing good without
He
him.
missed one game.
They won that game.
They won the other 6 before that too.
Never mind.
Anyways,
Keep
those
going.
are all the picks for the week. We will try and get you Sam and Phil's up on our Instagram. You guys can check us out there, and we post some stuff on there as well. But from all of us
What's
here
the
at
handle?
the Option, I'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas as we this would
Merry
take us into
Christmas.
that. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for whoever doesn't celebrate Christmas if you're listening, and
Happy Hanukkah. Happy
all of them.
Festivus.
Yes, yes.
Kwanzaa.
Enjoy, please.
The Scientology one.
Please be
everything.
safe. Drink wisely, but enjoy and have some fun. And if you're with family, enjoy that and cherish it because we've noticed with this COVID, you have no idea what the heck is coming. So, but other than that, we'll be back next week. So, happy football and go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys, go. Ciao, everybody.
Have yourselves a good night.
Buon Natale.